Hey guys, it's Veronica. Welcome again back to my channel. So yeah, as you can see from the title of this video, it is just going to be me talking about my past relationship and just how and what I went through in that relationship. And so I want to just put out a little disclaimer that this in no way is a video for me to get sympathy, and I don't want people to feel bad for me because I've done enough of that already. I've felt bad for myself for such a long time, and I'm past that now. I want this video to help others and inspire others and just let people know that even though you went through a traumatic and bad experience, with time you will be able to get through it. And that's what I have been doing. And yeah, so that's basically all I wanted to say. So how about we just get started? So I don't know where to start. There's like so much I want to say, I don't know where to start. Okay, so over a year ago, I did get out of a pretty bad relationship. I was with that person for over 2 years. And that was probably one of the most serious relationships I've ever had. Because we actually did live together. So honestly, it did start out like any other relationship. We were in that honeymoon phase where we just like were all over each other. We couldn't stop talking to each other. We just wanted to be together like 24/7 and all that stuff, you know? So we were both 19 and we cared about each other, and we thought, you know what, we need to take this to the next step. So that's when we decided to move in. I actually moved into his parents' house, and we lived there. I lived over there with him for about 2 months. That was when we actually moved to Santa Barbara. He wanted to move out there because he thought it would be a really good step for us, and I agreed. I went with him. So now that I think about it, I probably should have not gone to Santa Barbara with him, because from where I live, it is like almost 2 hours away, and before that I have never lived out of where I've grown up my whole life. So it was pretty scary to move out like 2 hours away from your parents, away from everybody, you know? So it was pretty scary on it by itself. So yeah, but before we even moved to Santa Barbara, those 2 months that I had lived with him were not were not the best 2 months I've ever lived with, you know? When you move in, if you're a girl and you move in with your boyfriend, you think, oh my god, it's gonna be our happily ever after, and we're just gonna be together all the time and things like that. Don't get me wrong, that's the mentality I had when I moved in with him, and I was so over the moon. I was so happy, and I was happy. I was actually really happy for a while. But then when you move in with someone, you kind of start to see the new side to them. You kind of see the ugly, you see the good and the ugly side to them, and sometimes the ugly side isn't necessarily a good one. I realized early on that he had anger problems, and whenever he would get mad and something would not go his way or anything like that, he would get mad. And the thing about, when he would get mad, he would kind of take it out on the nearest person that he was with. And obviously, because I was with him 24/7, that would almost all the time be me. Even if it wasn't my fault or anything like that, even if the slightest thing didn't go his way, he would have like a complete meltdown, and he would yell at me, and he would say just the meanest things you could possibly ever say to someone who you said you cared and loved, and just really mean things. And honestly, when he brought up that whole moving to Santa Barbara idea, I still cared about him. I still loved him, and I thought, you know what? Maybe if we move to Santa Barbara, he will realize that, you know what, the way he's treating me isn't so good, and he'll have a change of heart. That's what I thought. And well, yeah, I was wrong. Moving into Santa Barbara, we actually lived with his aunt. She had a big house, so she had a spare room that me and him used. So that's what we lived in when we were in Abusive. And yeah, once we moved to Santa Barbara, I actually realized that the way he treated me got worse. I just realized that he was not the person that I thought he was at all. That's honestly where I started to see him getting more possessive and just very controlling. He would always tell me what to do he would always tell me what to do financially. He would tell me because I obviously had a job. When I would get paid, he would tell me, okay, now that you have this, make sure you do this with this money, this with this money, and this with this. And honestly, I obviously did it. I listened to what he said. And honestly, I know that wasn't good because that gave him even more power to tell me what to do. But the reason I was quiet and said and did what he told me to do was because I think there was a point where I actually stood up to him, and that was when he honestly, he didn't like that. Basically, he did not like that, and that was when he actually put his hand on me. Yeah, because he never really had anyone in his family to ever stand up to him. So when I did that, obviously he didn't like it. So here's the thing: if I didn't do what he told me to do, he would just get even more mad. He would just curse at me all the time, calling me all these bad names and saying that I'm stupid and I can't do anything and that I'm a waste of a life and I shouldn't even be alive and just all that stuff. I obviously won't tell you every bad word he's called me because I don't want to. But yeah, he would just say all of that. Just all that mean things to me. He honestly became so controlling with my life. It got so bad to a point where he honestly didn't even want me to see my family. Yeah. I would always tell him if I could, I would ask him, like honestly, I would ask him permission to even see them. I would ask him if I could go see them for a holiday, for Thanksgiving or for Christmas or something. But he would say no, he would not want me to go. When almost every other weekend we would drive out 2 hours away to see his family. Almost every other weekend. And I couldn't even take one day out of the year to go see them. My brother would text me and call me and tell me that he wanted to see me. And I would tell him that, but he didn't want me to. He did not want me to see my own family. And it's not like I could do anything, I didn't want to say anything back, and I didn't want to talk back to him because I know how he is, and if he gets mad, he's gonna just take it out on me in the end. So I didn't say anything. One of the horriblest Christmas I spent was almost 2 years ago now, when I told him that I wanted to spend Christmas with my family, and he was like, okay, we'll let you spend Christmas with them and all that stuff. Little did I know that what he meant was he was gonna let me see my family for a few hours, then tell me to leave so we can just go spend the night at his family's house. And I'm just like, what? I wanted to spend the whole day with them, spend Christmas with them, all the way to the next day. But he's like, no. And I would always ask him why, and he would never give me an answer. He would not let me stay here. He would not let me stay with my family, and it got me so aggravated and just hurt that I let that happen. I let him control my life so much, and I hated it. And I'm just mad at myself because I just let it happen. I didn't say anything. I didn't tell anybody. I worked at 5 in the morning the next day, and I would wake up very early in the morning and just go to work like nothing happened. When that night before, I cried. I have no idea how many times I did that. I would go to work as if I was happy and nothing happened, but then the night before I was treated bad and I cried myself to sleep. It was just horrible. Aside from being possessive and telling you what to do, he would honestly also criticize everything I would do and everything I would wear. I mean, obviously, as you can see, I love makeup I like wearing makeup, you know. Back in the when I was with him, I obviously didn't wear as much makeup as I wear now, and he would find me wearing so much makeup and all that stuff. And I'm just like, it's not even that much, but he would say it's a lot apparently. And he would criticize me for that. If I wanted to dress nice and stuff like that, he would always criticize me. He would always ask me, why am I dressed so nice? We're just gonna go here. You look dumb. Why are you dressed like that? And all that stuff. And it just made me feel so bad about myself, and it just lowered my self-esteem so much. I mean, going into that relationship, I already had a pretty low self-esteem, and then for him to criticize me at every little thing, it just lowered my self-esteem even more and more. And it was just hard. When you're constantly remembering like everything you went through and all the memories that happened, you know, you can't just forget about it. Like, all those memories and all those experiences you went through are embedded in your brain, and you honestly can't move past it. If those memories are in your head, you can't just erase memories, you know? They're gonna be with you forever. So there are times when I go and think about that time, and I wish I could forget about it so much, but I can't. I just can't. The car I have right now, I actually got it when me and him were together, so I mean, I kind of have that to remember him. So it's like almost every time when I'm in the car by myself, my mind just wanders and I think about him, and just so many memories come into my head that I honestly just wish I could get them out of my head and not think about him, but it's not always the case, you know. I just kind of have to live with, you know. I kind of just, oh, fuck, man. I have all these emotional scars and mental scars that I kind of just have to live with. I can't just like heal them, you know. They take time to heal. I'm still healing them to this day. I'm not 100% better from that. I'm still healing, and I'm still getting over it. I feel like no matter what I do, even one little thing can bring back all those memories and all that pain and all that hurt I went through, and I just hate it. I'm still trying to get over it to this day, and it's been almost over a year now. I think about it, and if I could go back and stop myself from all that pain, I would. In a heartbeat, I would. I wish I could go back to the time before I even talked to him, basically. So I would just not face the heartbreak. He treated me so bad to a point where my love for him and all that just started to grow less and less every day, to a point where it was gone, and a new feeling started to grow, and that feeling is called resentment. I hate that I felt that way toward him, but when someone treats you so bad for so long, you know, that feeling just starts to grow and grow and grow. A little part of me still kind of resents him to this day. I didn't realize that after I got out of that relationship, I needed to take some time for myself to better myself. Right after I got out of that bad relationship, I went straight into dating, and I regret doing that because I needed some time to heal myself physically and mentally before I can ever, in a way, trust someone as much as I trusted him. And I'm doing that now. I'm not looking for a new relationship. I'm not looking to jump the first guy that I see and give him my heart and all that stupid stuff, you know. But yeah, that's not necessarily meaning that I'm giving up dating forever, but just for right now, I'm not looking to date anyone. I'm just focusing on myself and just enjoying myself. I'm only 21 and my life is barely starting, and I want to live life for myself, you know. And that's really important to do. You just need to make sure you are fully like better before you can ever trust someone and be able to jump into a relationship after going through that. So that's what I'm doing now. You obviously need time, you need people to talk to, and just people to help you get through it, and that's what I did. I want to say I'm honestly pretty happy with the way my life is. I'm living life for myself. I'm doing things that make me happy, and that's exactly what I've been doing, you know? So yeah, now I honestly want to talk about the good things that came out of the relationship, because I don't want you to think that it was only bad things. A few good things did come out of that relationship, and honestly, a really good thing that came out of the relationship is I now know what to look for in a guy. Like, I now know what I don't want in a relationship. Like, I don't want someone who is controlling. I don't want someone who is possessive, because those two things are really big red flags in a relationship. So if you think a guy's cute and you guys are flirting and stuff like that, but you see that he is possessive, he always tells you, don't talk to him, I don't want you to look at him, I don't want you to hang out with him, like, that's a big red flag, and you need to like let him go. You need to like toss him away, because that's just a big no-no. And if he's controlling, and he's always not wanting to know where you are, he's always jealous and just stuff like that. And it's just like, if you're dating someone and you start to see that he's like that, then you really need to let him go, because in the end, the only person who's gonna get hurt is you. So even if you're a guy and you see, but it's mainly guys who are like this, but every once in a while you'll get a girl who's possessive and controlling. And if a girl's possessive and controlling, then you need to let that girl go, because it's not good for either of you. So yeah, that's honestly what I learned. And after I got out of the relationship, I actually got a new tattoo. I got this tattoo, I want to say almost a year ago now, and I got it just because I really wanted it. I always wanted a tattoo since I was like high school, so it's like when I got out of the relationship, I thought, you know what, this is a good time to do it. You know, I've always been saying I wanted to get one, I've always been such a chicken, and you know what, I was like, you know what, I need to get it. So I did. Came out way nicer than I ever thought it would. I absolutely love it. I love looking at it, and it's just, I get a lot of compliments about it, so it's really awesome. But yeah, I didn't realize that that tattoo would actually mean more than it actually does. And what I mean by that is, like, my tattoo, what it symbolizes to me is it symbolizes me being free and just having a new outlook on life. Basically, if you want something, you do everything in your power to get it, you know? Don't let fear or negativity stop you, you know? If you want something, reach it, go get it, you know? I've also learned not to judge a book by its cover, because just because someone may look so sweet and innocent and all that doesn't mean they truly are. You never know what is going on in someone's head unless you live through their life, unless you get a little look into their life. As well, if someone looks like, if you have someone with a whole bunch of tattoos, a whole bunch of piercings, and if they look bad, doesn't mean they necessarily are. What I've seen is a lot of people who basically look bad ends up being the nicest people in the whole world, rather than the guy in like the suit and tie and just everything like that. He ends up being like the guy who looks bad ends up being the most nicest person ever. So it's never, so honestly, it's never good to judge a book by its cover. Never judge a person by their appearance. So, because looks can be deceiving. Learn that. So yeah, that was basically my whole little abusive relationship story.
Okay, so hi, I still haven't been able to record an ending to my relationship story, so I'm kind of just creating one right now, last minute. My camera actually got full, so I was able to record for ending. So I'm doing right now on my actual computer camera, which is why it's different than my story on my actual camera. So I kind of just wanted to say, I just want to thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you guys learned something from my video. I hope you guys take something good out of it. I don't want that video just to be like a, bad story. I want it to have a good ending. And that's kind of why I wanted to put it out there, you know? So I hope you guys take something good out of my video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. And yeah, so hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Yeah, bye.